Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
What are you laughing about?
I just didn't have a lower third on.
That's okay. Everyone's losing tonight. You're fine.
The camera's kind of zoomed in.
I'll fix that. Hey, hey, let me fix that for hey.
How are we doing, everybody?
Hey.
Yeah. What up, Deuce?
Oh, just another ugly loss.
Hi. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for y'all.
We just have to laugh through it all. Yes, Gavano, gotta laugh, baby.
Let's go, Kang.
Look, we've been through worse together.
Yeah.
I mean, what's this loss gonna do to us besides make us extremely frustrated tonight?
Yeah. Extremely annoying.
They got cooked.
Dude, from
They
the
got
start.
cooked.
From the start.
And there was just so much that, going into the game, you felt like, good. Oh, wow, Ingram's not playing. Valanciunas isn't playing. Zion's already out.
I wish we were
Sick
starting
and
the
I have a
podcast
back-to-back.
right now.
I know, I'm sorry.
Because I just want this energy to flow into it because, yeah.
Well, chat, how are
roll
you guys feeling today? Are you guys feeling nice and down? Also, I need to fix this lower third over here, too, if you don't mind. It's from last game.
Hey, that's okay.
Just get all situated. Boom. Yeah. Here's the good news.
Oh,
I could save that for the pod, too.
yeah. Come on. Just roll call and start this shit. Let's go.
That fast?
Yeah. I want to flow into this. I want to vibe. It's time to vibe.
It's time to vibe.
'Cause, yeah.
Well, I want to give some love to the people who are here
Good.
watching us live tonight. Make sure if you're here, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. We're closing in. I looked today. We are less than 300 away from 10,000 subs.
Amazing. And thank you. And Lee Adams says, most people see a psychiatrist. I come here for therapy. Free therapy.
Well, I feel like we needed therapy the other night, and you guys were here for us. So hopefully we could be here for you tonight as we hang out for a bit. Remember, it's a back-to-back, so we're going to be live on our daily show tomorrow at 11, talking Kings, the Kyrie trade, NBA trade deadline week, Super Bowl week, and then we're going to be live tomorrow night again after Kings Rockets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
They play again tomorrow.
Would you look? I told Deuce we're like the Truman Show. You just stream our lives, huh?
Yeah.
Don't
bring that up.
Okay, I won't. We'll talk about it later.
All right, let's give some love to people here. A little roll call, Morgan. I don't care if it's a win or a loss. We're going to still talk about what actually happened in the game. We're not going to dodge what we just witnessed. If we're going to spend our time watching that on a Sunday,
Thank you.
we're going to talk about it. Shout out to everyone here, including we got Lee and Luis and Matthew. Jose is here with Aram. Kay Franklin, thank you so much for being here. Can't forget about Marcus or Langstoner, Jordan Keller. Oh, Insane Cookies and TC and B2Is. Torch K is here with Mod Todd 88. SpaceX Dragon Chicken is in the building with Matthew Smith. Jordan Rice, not KJ. JK, Bad News Sour Grapes, I think I already mentioned you. DFW is here. Scrolling down, the Ken, Drunk on LaCroix,
Hey-o.
and Ben. Hey, West Sac Kings fan and Jose. Appreciate you being here. Oh, the roll call continues with our guy Ken, Logan, Mr. NorCal. Patrick is here. Appreciate Michael as well. Schnoa, thank you.
Lorraine Fox.
Lorraine Fox is in the building.
What's up, Lorraine?
Darren's mom's here.
Oh, man.
Missed your son tonight. We missed your son tonight.
Yeah.
Last couple of games, we missed him big
She's
time.
like, oh, I know.
Should be an all-star now that Curry's out, by the way. Honestly.
Oh, do you know how many people, I got so many DMs today, like, does this mean that Fox is automatically an all-star? You'd hope.
Ebro says, where is Fox? Fox is out due to personal reasons right now. John D. Rocky donates $2. Say, so no jacket tonight? Okay, have a great show.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate the donation.
All right, and also before we get started, we should note we're going to be on Discord taking calls. We're also going to be on Twitter Spaces taking calls. So if you want to hop in there, you could do so. And hit the thumbs up button so we could start this show. And it helps us grow.
Give me a hell yeah.
And Morgan, I even have a new drop that I loaded today that I was hoping to use.
Oh, God, do you?
Yeah, this is what I want to hear tomorrow.
You want to hear that in Houston?
No, I just want to hear. I want to be able to play that tomorrow.
Oh, God.
you know?
Yeah. No, I like that drop. I like that
thank you.
drop.
All right, Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast, recording this on a Sunday night after a dreadful, disgusting game in New Orleans.
Well,
No De'Aaron Fox in this game, and man, could the Kings use De'Aaron Fox. But the Pelicans were shorthanded too. No Brandon Ingram, he sat out. No Jonas Valanciunas, he sat out. And of course, Zion is still out. It didn't matter. On the second night of a back-to-back for the Pelicans, they destroy the Kings at home, 136 to 104. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. Hi, Mo.
hi, Deuce.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to vibe. I'm ready to chill. I think losses like this, sometimes you look at a loss like this, and you're like, oh, there's nothing. This was dumb, throwaway. No, there's still a few things to break down from this one even. And yes, there's actually something good to even talk about too. But
okay.
But mostly the bad. And I want to start with this bad. And this is a tweet from Sean Cunningham. And he said, with tonight's loss in New Orleans, the Kings have now dropped 8 of the 10 instances this season where they faced a team that's playing on the second night of a back-to-back. It's just not their jam.
Their rest advantage. It's crazy. Like you usually take care of it. And by far, they have the worst record in the league when it comes to rest advantage. I believe it's 4-13 overall now. So you're just left scratching your head. And then tonight, you look at this game and look, I get it. It's the NBA, right? Like these teams are talented. The Pelicans have a deep team. They just snapped a 10-game losing skid yesterday, though, in a win over the Lakers. They're feeling good, but then they lose a couple of starters.
Yeah.
And you go, what just happened? Like, it's one thing to lose. It's how the Kings lost. This was by far their worst game of the season in my mind, just from defensive breakdowns to poor execution offensively, just terrible passing. It was dreadful tonight.
It was. I think that's the best way to put it. And I heard the guys at the half on NBC Sports California talking about just everyone's Kyle Draper was talking about everyone's plus minus. In like at the half, Keegan was minus 21. Someone else was minus 20 something. Everyone was just minus on the floor, right? No one could do anything right. No one could get anything going. Obviously, Davion Mitchell started this game. I loved
how he came out.
Same. I thought he came out so aggressive. He was attacking right away. He was trying to get to the basket, not only to look to pass out to the person open in the corner, he was looking to score and be trying to become that aggressive threat. Was a great way to start the game. And then when Delly came in, I wasn't too worried. You know, like he's a vet. You have someone who can just manage the ball, right? That's why when he comes in, I'm okay with it. But for some reason, the Kings, it seemed like, could not play a lick of defense. And this Pelican squad was getting in the paint without 2 of their main big guys even on the floor.
Looking at the box score tonight,
I know.
Willie Hernangomez had 22 points and 16 rebounds against the Kings. He did it off the bench in 28 minutes. I think the most frustrating aspect about the last couple of games, but specifically tonight, obviously things are going to change when De'Aaron Fox is not out there. And De'Aaron's ability to put pressure on the defense, how elite he's been this year in the mid-range.
Sure.
And we've also talked about his growth defensively, putting pressure at the ball at the point of attack. He's done a much better job this season at doing that. And I understand with him out, it's going to change a little bit. But I need guys to help Sabonis. Like Kevin Huerter was really, really bad tonight.
Yep. Didn't score until the fourth.
It was, and to Mike Brown's credit, like he kept those guys in there in the fourth. He put them back in the fourth quarter, him and Keegan, because it's like, we got to get these guys going somehow.
Yes.
And they are just not knocking down anything. Like starting with Kevin Huerter, I just think the most disappointing aspect for him tonight just didn't seem like he's locked in. It's just, he was getting toasted defensively. He was getting worked defensively. And like, look, there are going to be certain matchups that aren't great for him.
Sure.
But again, what can you control? Right?
And we've seen
playing with a little physicality out there.
We've seen him do
locked
that.
in.
We've seen him do that. And that's what's frustrating about it, Deuce. We've seen him the beginning of this season even. I know it was exciting what he was doing from beyond the arc on the offensive end to start this season, but truly, how many times did we talk about Kevin Huerter on the defensive end and don't sleep on Kevin Huerter's defense, the deflections, being locked in, being able to stay in front of a guy, his size actually just making an impact. And it hasn't lately, and I don't know exactly why that is, but I think what you just said, just being locked in. And what else can help you become a little bit more locked in? Staying physical. Control what you can control.
So many defensive breakdowns.
Right.
The Pelicans finished this game with 66 points in the paint against Sacramento. They also out-rebounded the Kings by 10, 48-38. Because I get in discussions with people, other Kings fans on our Discord during the game. People are like, oh man, Sabonis has to do more. Sabonis has to do this. And you look at Sabonis' final numbers. He had 12 points. He had 11 rebounds. He did it on 5 of 10 shooting in 27 minutes. But I'm going, the guy is getting doubled. Without Fox there's so much more attention on him.
Sure.
He already gets so much attention as it is. It is crucial for other guys to be able to step up. And if the Kings could just knock down some shots, especially from the starting group, from Keegan to Kevin Huerter, it would change everything. But tonight, you look at Kevin Huerter, he gives you a 3 of 8 shooting, 2 of 7 from 3. Keegan, 1 of 7, 0 for 6 from 3. On this road trip, Kevin Huerter is shooting 6 of 29 from 3. He's a guy that's shot it pretty well from 3 this year, 40%. This is the worst time to go through a funk with Fox out. Meanwhile, Keegan Murray, who had
the best January of his life.
Exceptional, right? Hit the 3-point shooting was like 51%. He was near the top of the NBA and made threes. In his last 3 games, he has 7 total points, 2 of 21 shooting, and 1 of 14 from 3-point land. So when 2 of your starters, 2 guys that you've been able to count on, at least recently, to knock down from the outside, aren't knocking down from the outside, it's changing things. And it just shows you the importance of De'Aaron Fox so much, right? Like maybe the Kings aren't able to do the same dribble handoffs as they're used to doing without Fox in the lineup. Sabonis is so good with the dribble handoff to get looks for Keegan and Kevin Huerter. Some of those same looks have disappeared throughout this last couple games.
And I understand that completely. I feel like Mike Brown, for the most part, has done a great job with making sure there's not a drop off when they go to the bench or the second unit. And what you've seen at times, and now especially these last couple without De'Aaron Fox, just in a complete identity shift without this leader and this manager out there. And you would think they would be able to find ways with at least Sabonis out there to still make it manageable and still be able to have certain threats from the outside and have guys understanding the motion offense, how to be disciplined and run it correctly. I get De'Aaron Fox is elite coming off of dribble handoffs or pushing the ball up the floor, what you see from him in the fourth quarter. We all can understand that. But the drop-off can't be this bad.
No, because you already know you're going to get a drop-off offensively with Davion out there.
Sure.
And Davion, although more aggressive tonight, just can't knock down his shot. He took some threes tonight. He was 1 of 6. And so when Davion's not... again, you're not going to make up for Fox's 25 points easily, right? It can't just be from one guy. It's got to be multiple guys stepping up. Keegan has to be more aggressive. I think, too, for Keegan, I felt like there were times, even late in the game, it's like, dude, you're in there in the fourth quarter for a reason. It's because Mike Brown wants to get you going.
To get yours.
So
to get yours.
Don't pass up an open three to dish it to Davion Mitchell in the corner for three. Like, go get yours and try to do a little more putting the ball on the floor. I felt like he put the ball on the floor that one time tonight early.
Went baseline?
I had
one other
one
time.
in the first half where it went behind the back, turned the ball over. And
Okay.
Okay, like, you got to tighten that up, but I want to see more of that from him.
One other time, he did it from the corner. He went baseline.
Yeah.
He was too far under the basket and had to pass out when really, instead of leaving his feet, if he had taken a jump stop or just kept the ball going and took a power dribble and angled himself at the basket.
Oh, when
like
he was at the rim and he dished to the corner? Yes, I remember that play.
He was too far under,
Yeah.
but like in that moment, there was no one coming over to help. That's when you got to look to either spin or take that power dribble, get big and get yours. He has the ability to do that. It just, his mindset needs to shift.
Yeah, and just to be clear, when we're talking about this, I'm not sitting here hitting a panic button when it comes to the Sacramento Kings. You're playing without De'Aaron Fox. In my opinion, he's going to be named an All-Star really soon.
Yeah.
Especially with Steph Curry missing the next few weeks. Who knows if Zion's going to play? You would think that Silver would put him in the All-Star game.
You'd think.
But, like, the Kings really haven't had losses like this season. You thinking about their biggest losses of the season. The biggest losses this season, 18 to Toronto.
Okay.
That wasn't too long ago, just at home. 18 in Boston. And then they lost by 20 to Philly. This was the first real, just absolute, like, dog shit performance that they've had. And it is triggering because we've done night chats following games like this a lot in previous years. We have not seen it a lot this year. And as you get closer to the trade deadline, I do get the sense there's some, anxiousness with the fan base when you go, it's getting tight here. There's 30-some games to go. How are you going to respond?
Well, I think there's so many things that you can factor in too. I think there's so many people who were in. I'm not dogging on anyone. So many people who were very confident in this road trip going, hey, they're going to come back 5-2. No one predicted De'Aaron Fox was going to be out because of personal reasons. But Deuce, this is a game against the Pelicans when they have all their guys out too, that it should be like, okay, this is your chance.
Oh yeah. These are the games that if you don't get the spot you want, whether it's making the playoffs or let's say worst case scenario, you're talking about, man, the Kings are in the play-in. What happened? You're going to remember like some of those weird home losses to Charlotte, to LA at one point, Atlanta. And then you're going to remember a game like tonight where you're like, dude, like you had a huge advantage tonight. Like Brandon Ingram is a tough cover. He's a really challenging cover. You don't really have the guys to defend that. It's like they didn't miss. I mean, I thought the other thing with Keegan, and I'm not, again, I think when I'm talking about Keegan, I want to make it clear. The guy's a rookie, okay? We're asking for a lot, but I'm being critical. Like, these are things he has to get better at, especially if he's going to play a significant role. The shooting, I'm less concerned with. I thought tonight the confidence looked a little off to me, and I thought defensively there were too many mistakes. Like, everyone in the league knows Trey Murphy is a good three-point shooter. So you got to get Trey Murphy off the line. You cannot be playing off of him. He catches the ball, and he's in a shooting motion. Keegan definitely puts his hand up, but at that point, you're talking about an NBA player. That's like him warming up before a game and an assistant coach is closing out with just a hand up. Like, he is in his rhythm. He's going to knock down that shot. Trey Murphy had a great night against the Lakers last night. He was even better tonight. He had 30 points, 6 of 8 from 3. Make him put the ball on the floor. I cannot have him just catching and shooting 3 with just a little hand in the face.
Didn't he put the ball on the floor and cross? Was that Murphy? Crossed Keegan over so hard.
He got him bad on that.
Threw down the dunk. That was nasty.
Now, on that play, he did.
No help.
Where's the help? Like, I can live with Keegan Murray because he was actually playing decent defense for a second. Murphy got him. That shit's gonna happen,
dude. And
you watch the film, clean up, you learn guys' tendencies.
Yep.
He crossed Keegan up and then dunked on it.
Where was no one? There was no one there and help. No one's even like, I got help.
Yeah.
And they're like running over. It was like someone's head was turned, not ready to go. Way too many things like that happening tonight on the defensive end.
McCollum kicks it out. Murphy for three. Ring it up. They're down 23. We're talking about a team that's determined to break a 16-year playoff drought. For the way they're playing tonight, they can't beat anybody.
Damn, G-Man!
That was Gary Gerald after a Trey Murphy 3, and it got even worse.
Keegan Murray, who's had a horrific last couple of games, just turned the ball over, threw a pass right into the hands of McCollum. Transition three, score it. It's a 26-point separation. Timeout, Sacramento. I am stunned. 82-56.
I think G-Man was a lot of us tonight, just like stunned at the ease at which it happened for them. Trey Murphy, not only 6 of 8 from 3, but he was 9 of 11 overall in this game. Najee Marshall came in, attacked, played with aggressiveness. He played with force. I thought he got it. I think he had 9 points in the first few minutes of the game, finished with 17. CJ McCollum, 24 points. He was also 9 for 11 shooting, Morgan. The Pelicans end up shooting 56% in this game. They are 14 of 26 from 3. On the other side, the Kings shot just 42%, 11 for 42 from downtown.
Just like we already know, these games happen in the NBA.
Yeah.
And we could start the whole podcast with that statement right there. These games happen in the NBA. You look around the NBA tonight and you see that Denver fell to Minnesota,
That's misleading.
128-98. Yes, but my whole point to even that score, right? If you go down and you look at who's playing and who's not playing and everything. My whole point though, you go to this game with the Sacramento Kings and New Orleans Pelicans, and you're just like, you want them to capitalize on, it's the second night of a back-to-back.
True.
You want them to capitalize on not having their main pieces out there. And instead, the Pelicans capitalize on the Kings not having De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, Minnesota tonight had their guys back in the lineup. The Nuggets had nobody, right? Like DeAndre Jordan started at center for them tonight. You know, Christian Brown, the rookie, started for them tonight. Bruce Brown started tonight. Kankar started. Porter. They were without Murray. They were without Jokic. And then Minnesota did what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Take advantage.
You take care of business. They win by 30. And that's not to say that the Kings need to win by 30 tonight. They are missing a key piece in De'Aaron Fox, but you got to be more locked in. And I think that's the biggest takeaway is like this time of the year, we are in an important time, right? I know the Pelicans are in the 10th spot. They're not that far away from you, though, and that's where it gets tough. This was the first time you got to face them this year. You know, you play them twice more this season, but these matchups are meaningful. And next time you play them, Zion could be back. You know, Ingram could be back.
I was going to say,
and whatever they do at the deadline.
And I think that win might have put them over 500 it put the Pelicans over 500 right now. As we do this podcast, they're in that 9th spot. And like we keep saying, we knew that the second half of the season, teams, they get healthy, or teams, they find their rhythm, they find their groove, they make a push, they make trades, they make moves, things change. And for the Kings, they've had such a great year with so much consistent shooting, so much health, knock on wood, so many things going in the right direction for them. They can't let up now as teams make their adjustments to just make their teams even better.
Yeah, we mentioned the rough nights from Huerter, who had a really challenging night, challenging road trip, really shooting, and Keegan. Harrison Barnes, 7 points, 1 of 3. That's rough. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So just not a good night. The bench had moments tonight where, they're able to score, but even that in the second half looked completely different to me. It just looked really, really terrible.
TD came in pretty quick and was like, hey, okay, I'm going to get things going for everyone while no one else can, and then it stopped.
It was also some of his defensive mistakes. And I think what I like about Davis and what he brings, he can come in, he'll attack, he can knock down a 3, and he'll get into guys defensively, but it's those little defensive mistakes that happen where, you know, he closes out bad on the guy and he angles the wrong way, allowing a straight line drive.
Yes.
And those are the mistakes that, like,
Huge.
for your team, they just can't happen, right? And I think that frustrates Mike Brown a lot watching him. You know, Delhi got cooked many times tonight.
You saw Chimeze Metu. I know at one point there's a sideline out of bounds play and he got cooked, but he recovered with a block. He had 2 blocks in this game, and there was times where he wasn't doing the right thing, but then he had a nice recovery. And that's what you want to see if bad things are going to happen. But too many bad things were happening. Too many people were not recovering. Too many miscommunications. It didn't seem like a lot was going to happen unless the Kings were doing something in transition, because when they had a big dunk from Monk or, whoever was pushing the ball up, that's when things were going well. It just wasn't enough of that. Only 10 fast break points.
Yeah, Monk kind of sparked him for a stretch. Ooh, okay, this bench. Yeah, I think I noted it down. In the first half, the starters were outscored. Let me just double check this. I believe 48-13 in the first half.
God.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Monk had 16 points off the bench for Sacramento. Lyles had 12. And then in a little bit, we're going to be talking about Keon Ellis because he showed some good things.
That's the good.
But we have not heard from Mike Brown yet.
We have not.
The TV broadcast did not take it today.
It's because he comes out so late.
He came out late. I'm curious what Mike Brown had to say after this Kings loss.
Willie Green, his staff, and all the players a lot of credit because they put it to myself and the rest of our players. They put it to us tonight. Hell of a job by them. One of the things that's plaguing us is our turnovers. We keep playing off of 1 foot or jumping in the air trying to make a pass, and teams are too good defensively. That is something that we're going to have to correct before playoff time, because if we're jumping in the air trying to make a play, thinking we're going to play teams that are really good in the first, second, however many rounds we go, that's fool's gold. So the first thing offensively that we have to do again is take care of the basketball. We're not doing a good job of it, and a lot of it, one more time, is because we're playing off of 2 feet, or we're trying to dribble through too much traffic instead of just making the simple pass, hitting a single. We tell it to our guys all the time, hit a single, hit a single, hit a single. We don't need anybody to be great. And, we had 9 turnovers in the first half for 15 points. And the number could have been higher, if we probably would have played our regular way in the second half. But 9 turnovers in a half, it's hard to survive on the road. I don't care who you're playing. Defensively, we can't contain the dribble. Right now, we're getting beat off the dribble. We gave up 40 points in the first half because guys were getting biased, getting to the rim and finishing in the paint. They didn't have a post-up player on their team. Every single point came from transition or just beating us off the dribble. And somehow, some way, we got to figure out how we're going to be able to contain the dribble. We got to do a better job of containing the dribble, because we're not going to survive again giving up 40 points in the paint and all of it being somebody off the dribble, as opposed to having a old school Tim Duncan throwing in type player. That is my biggest concern right now defensively, is who can I put on the floor that can contain the dribble. Shots aren't going to always fall. I'm okay with that. But if your shot's not falling, what else are you bringing to the table? Are you rebounding? Are you defending? Are you doing something to help us win a basketball game? And right now, that's not happening. We got guys missing shots, but we're not getting help in any other areas from guys that are missing shots, and that's something that has to change. The last thing is, not that anybody wants to go through this, but I think this is good for our guys, because we've had a pretty good year so far, and we've experienced a lot of highs. Now we hit a little adversity. We hit a little adversity because we can't make shots, and we're getting good looks. We're getting open looks. We just can't make them right now. We're turning the ball over. We're not getting stops. And, we've dropped 2 in a row, okay? We've hit some adversity. I'm interested to see how we respond from this adversity, not just short term, but long term. As a team, but more importantly as individuals. Because when you hit adversity as an individual, your true colors come out. And right now, I don't know if we're all in like we talked about at the beginning of the year and how we've been, because things are flowing and we're winning and we're in third place or whatever. So right now, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna see how we all handle this adversity. I think it's a great thing for it. It's tough to go through, but it's a great thing for this team to experience right now, because at the end of the day, if we do expect to make the playoffs, if we do expect to advance in the playoffs, we're gonna have to deal with adversity. We're gonna have to handle it individually and as a group. And right now, I don't think we're doing a great job with it.
Like talking defensively, what are you seeing out there from our guys? You guys said like they're missing shots, shooting moves. Do you think it's mental or just lack of communication, or just what are your thoughts on it?
Well, two things. We can't contain the dribble. We're getting beat off the dribble. One of our staples is no middle drives. We're giving up a lot of middle drives. If we're not giving up middle drives, we're getting blown by for layups. So we're constantly coming to help because we can't keep the ball in front of us. And that hurts your defense. That happened to us the last two games. Against Indiana, our communication wasn't great defensively, and so we had too many errors involving our lack of communication. Tonight, I thought our communication was okay. We just couldn't contain the dribble.
So teams haven't had to guard them, especially through their losing streak on the perimeter. And then all of a sudden last night, in the second half, they started making some, and tonight, of course, they shot really well from the perimeter. Is that tough when you guys are watching film of their recent action, seeing them not really be a threat from deep, and all of a sudden they are?
Yeah, you know what? It's not necessarily a threat from deep that I'm concerned about. It's the ability to keep the basketball in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So when they drive, which they did a lot tonight, when they drive by us to the middle of the floor or drive baseline, you know, we're not that long, we're not that big. We're not that big at the rim. So we have to come over early to help. When you come over to help, everybody has to sink. And so now if they do spray the ball the right way, they're going to get some looks from the three-point line. You know, you look at a guy like Murphy, he's 6'9" or whatever he is. You know, almost everybody that I play is closing out is 6'7" or shorter. So a great shooter is not going to be impeded by somebody that's smaller than him closing out to him all the time. So what does that mean? That means we got to do a better job of stopping the dribble penetration. You know what I'm saying? Or cutting it off so we don't have to bring all these bodies over to help sink and fill to protect from dunks and layups. So again, it's more so us doing a better job on the ball so that that ball handler doesn't get the dominoes to fall, so guys are getting great looks. They had great looks tonight, you know, and it was because we couldn't contain the dribble, and or it was in transition and we weren't doing a good job of finding most dangerous and playing with our defensive rules.
So there is Mike Brown after this Kings loss to the Pelicans. Real honest Mike Brown, not happy with his team, talking about, hey, we couldn't guard anybody. And then even talking about, hey, we have this mantra of being all in. I'm not sure everyone is all in right now.
I know the audio listeners won't be able to notice this, but I noticed Mike Brown's that he was different just in the way that he was talking in the beginning. You can tell it's a lot more sharp. Like he was just giving the way that each word he was like saying it was with it was very assertive.
Okay.
And you don't see Mike Brown that ticked off after many losses. You know, I think he has a pretty good perspective for the most part about what, hey, you know, that was annoying, or hey, it happens, or we have a lot of film that we're going to break down and that's how we're going to fix this. This one was the closest thing to, holy shit, was there a lack of effort tonight? A lack of effort in the way that you are putting on that ball pressure, because that ball pressure isn't just having this amazing skill set defensively to be able to move laterally at an elite level. It's having the will to make sure that you're keeping the person in front of you, that you're not just depending on Sabonis or whoever the hell else is back there to come over and help you out, because that's exactly what he was saying. It breaks down the entire defense, which allows much easier looks, even if it's from the outside, not having a contested shot.
Yeah, and something he said jumped out to me too, because I made a note of this. He was talking about the Kings' length and why they have to help early and, recovering and all that. They're not as long as other teams. And I noted this down. You could see, I'm like, God, they got Trey Murphy's long, Marshall, Nance, Herb Jones, Jackson Hayes. They've got a ton of length out there.
Sure.
And the Kings forcing some passes that I'm like, you gotta be mindful of this stuff.
You have to.
And the last few games, I feel like the Kings' opponents are doing a good job at reading some of the passes by the Kings. Kings love trying to get to that corner three. You saw it with Indiana. They read that a lot perfectly. Halliburton made some nice plays. And tonight, the Pelicans did a great job forcing some situations for Sacramento that they were just uncomfortable with. Like the Kings tried to get to the corner and the Pelicans were there.
Well, and that's what else Mike Brown was talking about. He said, stop trying to be great. Just make the pass. What does he call it? They called it first ball, first pass or whatever. I forget what the terminology.
Go for the single.
Go for the single,
Yeah.
hit the single. And that's just making the first correct pass. Like that one simple pass, simplify the game. That one simple pass will make the world of a difference on that end of the floor. Instead of trying to race to the basket, leave your feet and pass it somewhere else. Mike Brown also talked about that. Like you can't be doing that, especially in postseason basketball. That's funny. It's laughable. It's not going to work.
Well, one guy that I think, and you want to be careful when you say these things because you have to realize he came in, it was like a 25, 30-point game. But
you can mention it, though.
The rookie Keon Ellis tonight.
Good for him.
Look, we've seen Keon in Stockton, and the one thing he's going to do, he's going to go out there and play the passing lanes.
Yep.
He's going to play good defense.
Great instincts on the defensive end.
Outstanding instincts. And he came in tonight and filled up the stat sheet. It's not like he played a ton of minutes, but he ends up getting 16 and a half minutes. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block on 3 of 5 shooting. He knocked down 2 of 3 from downtown. In the G League regular season, he's shooting 44% from 3 on about 4.5 attempts per game from downtown. I know he's on a 2-way contract, and I'm not trying to proclaim like, oh, this is the missing piece. But if I'm Mike Brown, and some of the things that I'm lacking right now is keeping my man in front of me. Mm-hmm. Keon Ellis can do that. Now, not all matchups. There's some guys that are just going to be bigger than him. There are going to be some tough matchups. He's a rookie. I get all that. But tonight, he came in and he defended. He came in and he was getting deflections, a couple of steals. He was making things happen out there. He was getting in the paint. I think you could make the case on the second night of a back-to-back after how he played tonight, I'd give him some run tomorrow night.
Well, if that's what Mike Brown is saying, I don't care what you're giving me on the offensive end. I care, are you putting pressure on the ball? Are you stopping the ball? Like that's where our game is going to change on both ends of the floor, from people putting that pressure on the ball. And Keon Ellis is someone that's perfect for that position. That is why he was even in that position tonight to get any minutes. I mean, besides the Kings totally blowing it and looking like shit, but that's why he was put out there. And then it was great to see him still show that he can contribute and try and be aggressive on the offensive end, trying to go hard at the basket. Like, this guy plays at a very high level when he's playing in the G. And for him to step up in the minutes that he had here, I would love to see more minutes for him, especially if De'Aaron Fox isn't back.
I say even if he is back.
Well, okay. Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's not a point guard. He's kind of an off guard. I know he can bring up the ball sometimes, but I'd find a way to get him some minutes. If that's what you're looking for
Sure.
right now, yes. And it also goes to show, I feel like De'Aaron was really making some strides defensively, just point of attack, like getting in the guys, because there's been a significant drop off the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's noticeable, and it's funny because then you see so many people on Twitter too being like, "So De'Aaron Fox is an MVP, right? The drop off is this and that." I love it. I love that people are trying to give him the love that he deserves, and it's a huge miss without him, and it's very noticeable on both ends of the floor, and that's what's great that we're saying on both ends of the floor. On the defensive end, the leap that he has taken on that end has just been tremendous this season, and you see what Mike Brown is saying, how that can really alter an entire game, even on the offensive end.
Can we give some love to the people who are here watching us live? The fact that on a Sunday night after a 30-point loss, we got people hanging out with us. You guys are the best. A little therapy session with us. We appreciate it. You can always hit us up on Twitter Spaces, in the chat, Discord as well. Make sure if you're here to hit the thumbs up button. That should be at like 150 right now. It just helps the channel grow. If you've not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button. We're less than 300 away from 10,000 subs. And shout out to a longtime Kings fan, Ranger9427, saying, hey, longtime Kings fan all the way back with Mitch Richmond. Love you guys. And he gifted 10 subs.
Oh, appreciate the love, dude. Thank you.
Appreciate that big time. Appreciate all you guys being here on the night chat. That, you know, they're not as fun when you lose, you know, and then like this too. I get it.
Yeah. It's another beamless night here in Sacramento, and it's a tough.
I do want to ask you about what he had to say, Mike Brown had to say about the whole all-in thing, but we should mention that tonight's podcast presented by our friend over at rate.com/Sean Stanfield. Sean Stanfield at Guaranteed Rate. If you're looking to purchase a house right now, it can be a lot. It could be overwhelming at times.
Yes.
Is this the right time? Is it the wrong time? I don't know what to do. Do I have the money to do it? Can I do it? I don't know what to do.
Calm down. I know exactly what you need to do, Deuce.
I need to hit up Sean Stanfield.
There you go.
A Guaranteed Rate, rate.com/Sean Stanfield. You can call or text him. He's a big Kings fan, by the way. 916-276-7563. 916-276-7563. They have all the tools to make your purchase experience amazing. He's not trying to like hard press you. Buy a house. I'll get you in no matter what. No, he's going to tell you like, you can't afford it. Or, hey, actually, this actually makes a lot of sense for you right now. They've got everything you need to make the right decision.
And you know what's so great? If you're not a huge phone person too, Sean has shown us what he's done for multiple clients, and some clients have come from also this podcast. And what he'll do is make sure to get all the information he needs to help you out and put it in this video form, explaining everything to you over this beautiful video about all of your numbers, everything that you need to know. So then you're just not stuck going back and forth forever.
Yeah. So go to rate.com/Sean Stanfield. Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. NMLS ID number 349707. Company MLS ID number 2611. Let me try that again. Company NMLS ID number 2611. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Thanks so much to our friends over at
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
All right, next up for the Sacramento Kings, Morgan Reagan. They take on the Houston Rockets. But before we go there, the whole all-in comments from Mike Brown. What do you make of that? What's that mean? He's not sure everyone's all in.
He's lighting a little fire under everyone's tush.
Who's he talking about, though?
The team.
If you were there, we'd be like, hey, Mike, you mentioned who do you think's not all in?
If you could specifically point out the individual that's not all in, no, I don't even think it is an individual. I'm sure there's multiple players that he's feeling that way about when you have back-to-back games like this. And it's not only your perimeter defense, it goes everywhere on the floor. People do not look engaged, locked in. We talked about Keon Ellis. We talked about the rookie Keegan Murray. It goes down the list, but I love that he is calling people out because he's exactly right. He's like, either you want it or you don't. And this is not, you're a good team, you want it.
From the YouTube chat, Toby became a member. 8 months as a member for Toby. Thank you, Toby.
Toby!
Says, I feel so depressed. Aww. The Kings are back.
No.
All right, Toby, come here.
Yeah, come sit on Deuce's lap. Come on.
Hey, right here.
Right there. A little creepy,
come here, buddy.
But...
Toby. Man, 82-game season. You're going to have stinkers like this. De'Aaron Fox hasn't played in the last 2 games. This was bad. Don't ignore it. That's 1 of 82. They're 29 and 23. You know what the best part is, buddy, little Toby? They got a game tomorrow against those bum-ass Houston Rockets.
Oh, what if Toby's like 5?
Well, he's going to learn what bum-ass means. And they're going to win that game. Look, that's the best part about tomorrow, seriously.
You're that confident too?
I mean, am I confident they're going to win? No, I'm not confident. I mean,
Okay.
Houston's a bad team. And
Yeah.
a game with Fox or without Fox, you should win. There is some talk that Fox might play tomorrow.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's truly going to happen.
Wow.
The Kings wrap up the road trip with 2 games in Houston, Monday and then Wednesday. Of course, second, I have a back-to-back for them tomorrow against a Rockets team that we've seen. It's not very good, but it's also the NBA, and you know, you just get nervous sometimes. You know, it's
Someone was, as we head into Houston, someone was mad on our chat earlier saying, why do they have to say personal reasons? Why can't they just tell us? And if you think about it, you guys, if your personal life and every single detail was put out there every single time something good or bad, or maybe just something you didn't feel like sharing with everyone was put out there, that would suck. You know, he's not a Kardashian. He's an NBA player, and this is what happens.
Yeah, I think the assumption is that his wife, Rasay, they're having a baby.
Well, that's the assumption.
That's the assumption,
right.
but we also don't know. Like, so it's like, it's personal because you don't know. And be like, oh, congratulations. I don't know what's happening.
Well,
so there's been no confirmation. She has been active on Twitter today, but I'm not going to like, hey, so she's active. So we're clear, right? Baby's out. He's playing against Houston. It's like, you know, here's my rule with that, because people do this in sports, and it's one of those most toxic sports radio shticks or like sports fan thing. And I think it's less prevalent in 2023 than it was in like 2003.
Oh, yeah.
The thought, and I saw someone on Twitter say this.
No, you did not. I already know where you're going. No, you did not.
He didn't have the kid.
Oh, God.
He's quitting. He needs to play. You see, did Travis Kelce miss a game? It's like, dude, if De'Aaron Fox is like, hey, I'm missing the next 2 weeks.
Go.
Do it, man. I don't
with
care.
Your new family.
Like, it's
Do
one
you.
of, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's having a child.
There's things more important than this child's game.
And you know what? Here's my message. Step up, Kings. Be better. Win games without him. It's not like you're taking on the Celtics, the Bucks, and all these amazing teams right now.
Well, it is an opportunity too to show what you got without him. To what
exactly.
And also maybe even to show some flaws of what you need to work on, whether it's individuals or maybe it's roster improvements. So, hopefully that's what we get to see going forward.
Ronnie in the chat donates $5 and said, today's my birthday. What? You can't be donating money to us on your birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ronnie.
Happy birthday to Ronnie.
Thanks for your birthday money.
It's my birthday, and Wendy Matthews made me a great dinner for a King's loss.
Aw,
That's
I'm
cool.
glad you got a good birthday dinner.
Yeah. I think you got 2 games against Houston here. You win both those games. You come back off this road trip 4-3 when Fox missed 2 games. Could have been a lot worse. And then get ready, because guess who? The first 2 games back home. You have the Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks.
I'll be on NBC those games. Super excited.
It's going to be like, those scores are going to be like 150 to 145.
No.
Well, the Mavs aren't playing defense with that group. I'll tell you that. They just trade their best defensive player today.
And we don't even know if Luka will be playing in that game.
It sounds like he might be trying to get back for this road trip.
Okay.
He has a heel contusion. Kyrie, it sounds like, is making his debut on Wednesday.
Wowzers.
Crazy.
I know. It's so fun. The NBA. I don't care. It's so fun. I feel bad for some Mavericks fans, but you be all right.
Also in the chat, DJ Fresh KG, is that what it says? Whatever. Fresh G.
Okay.
Okay. Why did I try to read it?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Need Huerter and Murray to show up tomorrow.
There we go.
Definitely need those guys. All right, let's go. I'm so stupid.
Trying to read
I'm in a much better mood today, but
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
No,
All right, let's
don't do
check in
that.
on Twitter Spaces. What is up? Is it Ty? Tay?
Yes, that is correct.
What's up,
It is Ty.
What is up, Ty? Where
Yeah.
are you from?
I'm from Australia.
That's what I thought. I saw the flag in your profile pic. I was just looking.
From?
Oh, you're a Pelicans fan. What's up, Pellies fan? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. But I want to speak of the Kings since this is a Kings chat.
Yeah.
I've been watching this team all year, and I've been really impressed as a Pelicans fan. Low key, at times I've been jealous with how great this offense runs. You know what I mean? Like I love De'Aaron Fox. I've actually got a De'Aaron Fox jersey. I went to the store, took an hour to get that goddamn jersey. Like I love what this team has done. Okay. Obviously, as well, I love Dellavedova. I honestly thought Dellavedova was going to cook us today. When he hit that free, I was like, we're really going to lose to Dellavedova. This is like the best and worst thing to ever happen to me.
Oh, that's funny.
But, I just wanted to come in here, show my support. Like, I think this team is a very good team. I think they'll go far in the playoffs, honestly. And, there are some Kings fans who are downers and stuff. Please don't be down. I've said this in every space I go to. You have to look back at where you've come from, right? I'm a Pelicans fan. We haven't been that much better. Like, we've had to play Eric Bledsoe. We've had to have Stan Van Gundy as the head coach. You guys had Luke Walton as your head coach. Like, just be grateful you don't have that anymore. And just enjoy the ride. That's what I really came in here to say.
Have you been in the Cowbell Spaces talk? Or Cowbell?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's okay. I listened one time. I think I remember you in there before. Like, you're kind of a secret Kings fan in a way.
Oh my God, we're doing this as well here.
I know. I mean, that's what my sources are telling me. Like, that's you went and bought a De'Aaron Fox jersey, so it's okay. I mean, no, I'm with you. Look. I think when we come on immediately after a game, like you talk specifically about this game and the frustrations that lie with it, but then you have to take a step back and be like, okay, is it a huge turning point in the season? Is it that bad? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, hey, go respawn tomorrow night in Houston, win the last two in Houston, get back on track, feel good, get home, and start taking care of business. But, it still can be frustrating with what they saw tonight, just based on, like, your team was shorthanded tonight. And if the Kings just play a decent brand of basketball, they should have won this game. That's how it's looked at,
Oh, I can definitely agree with that notion. I agree 100%. And I mean, people are just upset because they want to win everything, right? I call it the spoiled brat syndrome, where they get used to winning, so when they lose one game, they act like a bunch of brats. It's like, you're going to be fine.
Oh,
you will be fine.
Dude, you should see our Discord today. Our Discord tonight was people talking about trading Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter.
Oh.
And like time to make a big swing. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, we need to all take a deep breath together. Okay. Like, I think maybe because the Kings fans haven't seen so many big losses this year, where this one is super triggering. Hey man, well, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you, man. All right.
Thanks,
let's go.
Ty.
Yeah. Let's check in with Moeshe. By the way, I also love how technology allows us to just talk to anyone. From all over the world. All over. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. What's up, dude?
Hey, so I actually have a different perspective on this game. I think that this game really showed the Kings' chemistry in a way, because with that last outing with Fox out, Davion, people were expecting him to step up into a new role, and he didn't really perform the way we wanted to. So all over Twitter, everything, people were harping on Davion, and so I think the Kings wanted to show solidarity today with Davion and have a competition to see who could play the worst in order to take the heat away from him and make sure that he wasn't getting harped on trade talks anymore.
You just did a swerve on me. I was sucked in for a second. I was sucked in going, what is he talking about here? And you just swerved. You son of a... Yeah, it was a tough night, man.
Or on the other hand, maybe they're trying to give Fox a little boost for the All-Star game to show how valuable he really is.
That's the biggest angle. The biggest angle is like Fox misses the team. They're like, you know what? Fox, take the next couple of games off. We're going to shit the bed. And Silver's going to be like, oh my God, like we have to put this guy in. Kings are a mess without this guy. Yeah.
Sabonis already got his nod. They can't take it away from him. So really just commit to Fox.
Yeah.
Commit to Davion. It all makes sense. That's the only reason to lose to the Pelicans by 32 points.
That's a good point. And maybe that's what it was tonight.
Yeah,
you're right.
totally.
We spent this long breaking down the game.
Why?
That's probably what it was.
It probably was. Very interesting perspectives. I am loving everything.
These are the type of vibes I want tonight too.
Yeah.
Just like weirdness.
Funky.
Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Just do it.
I'm a little concerned right now.
Just go.
Nick, are you in the bathroom? Oh, no.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
Wait,
no.
don't
hold
get on
on.
camera.
Wait.
Wait, yeah, just in case. Just.
Nick, you were in the bathroom. Were you going to the bathroom when I went to you?
No, that's your number one. Dude, how you guys doing today? How you doing today, by the way?
I love that Nick. We are going to him on night chat. His video's on. I'm like, oh, he must be good. I go to him and he's in the bathroom taking a piss. Oh, Nick, you're funny, man.
I do want to say that I do have that I do have some update you really quick on Special Olympics.
What you got?
Hello.
What?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
What do you have? What's your update?
What? Well, my update is that I do want to say that I have a VIP basketball tournament.
Ooh.
And it's on Sunday, February 19th, 2023.
Okay.
Where? La Sierra Community Center.
La Sierra in Carmichael, yeah.
Yeah, 5325 Engle Road, Carmichael, California, 95608. Big and small gyms.
Okay.
Team hangout and tournament headquarters are in John Smith Hall across from the gyms.
Okay, we don't need those details. We need to know what time you tip off. What time's your game, Nick, at La Sierra on February 19th?
The team check-in is at 8 o'clock a.m. and the time starts at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. game start. What time's your first game, though?
I'm not sure yet, but you guys come at 9 a.m.
Okay, and just stay all day kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, you know what's so funny? I am not in town that weekend.
Morgan, can you come out?
No, I'm not in town. I mean, that's why if for some reason your game was like late at night, but I don't think you're going to have a game.
So you're
going
to have to tell us a different game, though.
I will, but we will have our. I will tell you guys about our. About our regionals.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Thanks,
But
Nick.
now all of the fans know that if they want to go see a game, February 19th, La Sierra Community Center in Carmichael, where Deuce Mason used to play elementary and middle school ball.
What, really?
Yeah, that was kind of my home turf.
Wait, is that where we played rec ball? On
No.
that rec team?
No.
Oh.
Nick, what do you think about the game, man?
We lost tonight,
Yeah.
but we're gonna have to play better. We go to Houston. We play Houston tomorrow. You're gonna have to beat Houston Rockets. Why not beat Houston both games?
What do you think about Houston?
Well, they suck. The garbage.
Wow. They've only won
Bunch of
13
losers.
games. Yeah. Losers.
All right, Nick.
That's what I'm wearing today.
Oh, why not?
Okay. Yeah, keep
There
that
you go.
camera up. Okay, Nick. Sleep beams, all right?
I'm wearing the why not shirt.
We
Yes.
know.
Why not wear the shirt? Why not wear the shirt?
Why not wear the shirt? Why not beat the losers tomorrow? Why not?
Why not be on Discord tomorrow?
Yeah, all right.
Sleep beams, Nick.
Why not put myself in?
Sleep beams, Nick.
There's no sleep beam. There's no beam tonight.
Okay, sleep dreams, Nick.
We want the beams in your dream.
All right, sleep beams.
All right,
Sleep
sir.
beams.
Thank you. There's Nick checking in.
Oh.
Oh man, I knew it was about when I clicked on that and saw the fan.
yeah,
I was like, I
like
think
an
he's
apartment.
in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, everyone in the chat was losing it. I didn't have the chat in front of me.
It was smart that we just went back just so
Oh God,
it was not
could
like
you have
on our live
imagined?
feed. Yeah, that would have been awful.
It's a Nick and little Nick
No,
there.
no,
You know what I mean?
no.
That would have been a disaster.
No, we're not doing this.
Could you?
You only went number one.
Could you imagine?
It's like no.
All right, I don't know who this person is. It's Thugga. Hello, Thug. Thug, are you there? You're on Twitter Spaces. Also, yeah, you're right, Luke. He did not wash his hands at all.
Well.
All right, Thugga's not there. But you know who is here?
Oh.
MegaLu!
What up, MegaLu?
What is up, MegaLu? How are you on this Sunday?
Hey guys.
How are you?
Hey.
Good. I heard you guys talking a little bit about Keon Ellis, and I was just have you guys watched every I know you call the G League games, but have you watched all of them as well?
Enough to get
enough.
Yeah.
I would not say. I mean, we don't watch like every road game with the schedule and stuff, but definitely enough. And then every home game we've seen him play. Yeah. I mean, I like him.
Me too. I know he's like a little. I mean, I know that people were freaked out that he was smaller than I guess his college record said he was or something at the beginning of the year. But yeah, I think he would be a really interesting addition. Like, he lends that defensive presence that we don't really have. That's really disruptive, and he plays the passing lanes, and he's really aggressive about turning guys over. And I love it. I think it's so fun.
Yeah.
But I know it's a delicate balance too of like, do you need offense? But his offense seems good.
I'm
too,
telling
so I don't
you,
know.
I think that's the thing. He can be a catch and shoot guy, Morgan. He can knock down the three.
He's taken a leap this year, really, with just the way that he's been more aggressive on the offensive end, and then guys can push it down the floor and find him from 3-point land and depend on him to make that shot.
He also had that one take. I know he missed the shot today,
Yeah.
but he had a nice floater inside that came up short, but it was a nice attack.
He's got a pretty good feel for the game, MegaLu, and that's why, especially defensively, you see his defensive instincts and he plays physical and the passing lanes. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, if you guys know if they have people go down to the G League and work. Sorry, my dogs are freaking out.
You're fine. You're fine.
Like, do they work on specific things, or do they just try and round out their game generally? Like, I feel like they've really aggressively had him work on his handle from like what he was in summer league to now. I feel like that's really progressed.
Yeah, they've definitely had
better.
the ball in his hands more. I wouldn't say he's running point guard in Stockton, but he definitely brings the ball up sometimes, and they run the same stuff, and it's they have Bobby Jackson there and his coaching staff, but they're pretty active. I mean, it seems like every game, you've got some member of the Kings down there, whether it's Wes Wilcox, assistant GM, Jay Triano,
Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry's always there. There's always some King. If they're in town too, it's like Mike Brown's at a game.
Yeah,
like they're out there.
That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. Anyways, I thought he was the highlight of the night. And like Ty had said in our space earlier, which I really agree with, is just having Fox's gravity gone out of the game.
Dude.
Just, I think, makes it so much harder for everybody else. Like, I mean, I know people are still jumping on Davion, but like, that's not his fault. He was good tonight, I thought. People want him to be something that he's not, I think. Like, but, yeah, I mean, if nobody can make 3-point shots, that's not his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Davion, his approach tonight was much better. I felt like he was aggressive from the start. It's like, yeah, have some nice takes to the basket.
Yep.
I think one of his first takes was a strong one to the basket and
he was looking to score, right? Like, he wasn't just looking to drive and dish. Yeah, more assertive going to the basket. And you're right, MegaLu. Like, so many people, I mean, that's throughout the years, though. People want these players to be what they're not, or what they hopefully can develop into. He's in his second year and he's only seen how much time on the floor, NBA minutes, important NBA minutes. I understand he has to be efficient with them if that's going to be his role in the NBA. But at the same time, it's interesting seeing how aggressive people are with their opinions on those type of things.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm wondering what you guys think about the 3-point shooting, whether you think it'll sort of like return to being as good as it was early in the year, or if you think that was just sort of an aberration. And I think that we've learned with De'Aaron in the game how to win in a more ugly way than just shooting the lights out, But without him, it's so much harder to do that. So I'm just curious what you got, like our road 3-point shots, our road 3-point role player guys just aren't that great, which is why they're role players. That's why they're not stars, right? I mean, it is what it is, but I'm concerned about it a little bit.
Okay, I appreciate you checking
Thanks,
in,
MegaLu.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the 3-point shooting with Sacramento. You know, they're not going to. Keegan's not going to be shooting 50% from 3 all the time, and he's probably not going to do what he's doing right now, like during this stretch of the last 3 games where he's 1 of 14. You'd like to think that Huerter and Keegan could be close to 40%. Monk can be better.
Teams sometimes too, though, like to MegaLu's point about like, oh, is this what they seem like they're going to do later on in the season? Teams make their adjustments and they have more film and have practiced together more and know what they need to do against a better shooting team like the Kings. So they know even if they're down in their shooting right now, they know what they need to do defensively. They know what they shot in the beginning of the year and they go, okay, this is how we're going to defend him, whether it's coming over a screen or just they're being told like, do not allow them to get a good look, like make him drive.
As to MegaLu's point, talking about Huerter, his home road splits are kind of weird. At home, he's averaging 17 a game, just under 17 a game, and shooting 44% from 3. On the road, 13 points a game, 35% from 3. His field goal percentage at home is just under 52%. It's 43% on the road. Just kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how you explain it. I don't.
I don't think there's really anything to explain. I think as a shooter, this shit happens. And I think sometimes people look around the league and you see some of the big shooters in the league, like you're talking about their big games. You're talking about their highlights. Oh, so-and-so had a 40-point game. They shot lights out again from beyond the arc. But you're not talking about their 5 games mixed in the 10-game streak of them not having a good shooting game, right? You're just not doing that around the league unless you're watching every single game on League Pass every single night.
All right, next up, the Houston Rockets, Morgan.
Yeah.
You concerned?
I'm not concerned, but I'm also not going in this game like so many others, feeling, oh, come home with a win. You're good. It's not going to be that. Wow.
So Houston's 13 and 40. They scored 121 points.
Yeah.
In their last game last night. 121 points. But they lost by 32. Oklahoma City scored 153 points in regulation and beat the Rockets 153 to 121. It's a team that gives up a lot of points, just not a good team, but they're a team who can, it's NBA, scares you. You just don't know. And if the Kings play defense like they did tonight, then it's going to probably be more of a game than you would probably like.
They've got some guys on their squad. They've got some young guys. Şengün can not only crash
Şengün's
the boards.
been putting some big numbers up lately, man.
Dude, he can find the open man. Like he's a good player, and he's just still finding ways to get his. And if you're the Kings, you should definitely have a different mindset going into this game.
Yeah, just go win the next 2. Just win the next 2, and then you got the trade deadline coming up on Thursday. It's going to be interesting. We're going to talk more trade deadline stuff throughout the week, not only on Night Chats, but on our daily show on Sacktown Sports that airs 11 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. But like today, Mark Stein put out like the Kings are interested in Plumlee.
Yep.
We've heard Thibault. Also, The Athletic reported today the Kings are interested in Nerlens Noel, along with like the Sixers, the Celtics, and a few other teams. So I don't know what to expect from the deadline. I mean, we just saw Kyrie Irving getting traded to Dallas today, which was pretty insane. A lot of people think the Raptors are going to make some sort of big move. Are the Kings going to be in on anything significant? I don't think so, but I do think they're going to be trying to make some sort of move. I think the biggest thing is you've seen this team long enough to know they have issues with dribble penetration, getting in the paint, points in the paint. They're getting crushed. And what Mike Brown said in the press conference is true. You see points in the paint high and you're like, oh, that must be because the big's getting dominated. It's like, no, sometimes, and a lot of times, especially with this team, it's the perimeter defense, giving up straight line drives and not being able to defend your man. And that's why when you hear Matisse Thybulle, you go, oh, I see why they would maybe be interested in someone like that. Maybe someone like Josh Richardson from San Antonio.
Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise when you are having these type of games and or losses around near the trade deadline, because it does allow you to not feel as timid to break up something great, and you get to take a step back and go, oh, it's not great, it's just better. Like, a lot of things are better, but this isn't the finished product ultimately.
Well, we'll be back live again Monday morning on Sacktown Sports from 11 to 2 p.m. if you want to check out that. But also, we're going to be live Monday night right here. Deuce and Mo YouTube channel, on Twitch as well, following Kings and Rockets. If the beam is not lit tomorrow,
What are you going to do?
Honestly, I'm going to be in a dark spot tomorrow.
Really?
You lose to Houston. I just laughed at them. They put up 121 points, Morgan, and they lost by 32.
Nick was laughing at them too. You're
Please.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Let's bounce back.
We need a beam.
Going. We love you guys so much. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. We love you, but we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.